Hello,
Okay, we're live.
everybody. It's Trisha Lee, and I am here in Millersburg, Ohio. I found some Wi-Fi. It's actually a lot more modern here than I was expecting. I did see a whole bunch of horse and buggies out on the road, but there are still a ton of cars, way more cars than Amish horse and buggies out here, definitely. So it's not quite as I expected, but all of my fun training begins tomorrow. But that is not what we're here to talk about today. Today we are here to talk about disruptive technology, and our topic is smartphones. And I don't have a smartphone. Larry is kind of halfway to having a smartphone with his BlackBerry. I think he has the touch screen, but he doesn't have it hooked up for all the fancy schmancy internet usage because
Okay.
we still use our computers to go on the internet. Isn't that crazy? But you can still do that. So until they cut off access to the internet for computers, we will be without smartphones. I've looked at getting one, and I had a cell phone before, and I had big issues with texting and just people bothering me a lot, so I got rid of it, and I got a landline, and once in a while, on occasion, I will use Larry's smartphone, well, his BlackBerry, which is not really a smartphone, right? But
It
anyway,
is a smartphone.
it is, oh, okay, I don't know.
I just
I
don't.
don't know that much. I don't have one.
I'm just not smart enough to use it right.
Okay. Well, I know that it's not set up for internet or whatever. Does that cost extra money or something?
Yeah, but
Okay.
we can use it. Can do Wi-Fi and do all the other things all the Androids and iPhones do.
Okay, so Larry does have a smartphone. There you go. So he can do most of the talking because I don't know that much about it. But what
Yeah,
I do
sure.
know is that everybody around me seems to have one and seems to be using it and seems enthralled with what's going on their tiny little screens. No matter where they are, where I go, I see people all day today on the airplane, looking into their screen, mesmerized by whatever game or person they were chatting with or talking to, or I don't know. I understand there's a lot of apps that you can use to do all kinds of crazy stuff. In fact, Project AWOL, the internet business that I'm involved with, they have capabilities of running their internet system with smartphones. There's an app for that. So it seems like there's an app for everything under the sun that you could want to do. I know a lot of people use their smartphones to interact on Facebook, and there's like a little column that tells you whether people are on whether they're on their computer or they're on their mobile phone. So you actually know if they are contacting you via a mobile device or if they are actually wired up to a computer. So yeah, definitely it's a technology that has grown so quickly and um, taken over so much of the marketplace so fast. A lot of people, I do believe, have abandoned their PCs and their laptops in lieu of smartphones and tablets and other mobile devices because it's so much fun to take all of that library of the global library on the run with you wherever you go at your fingertips. You have the global library via the internet in this little tiny device and if you think like 50 years ago, the same computing power took up a whole like 4-story building. So it's amazing how fast things are going, and like I always say on these hangouts, that it is absolutely the most fascinating time that has ever existed throughout human history to be alive and witnessing these massive changes and shifts in the social culture, shifts in the economic landscape, and just all kinds of craziness all around. So do you have any opening comments about smartphones, Larry?
No, I think the main disruptiveness about smartphones is that um, I don't think I have touched an actual PC like a desktop computer in probably 10 years. I switched over to laptops quite some time ago. I think when I started working for Investors Group is when I started getting into laptops. And then now with smartphones, well, I got into the BlackBerry at the same time I got into laptops. And now I see these Android and iPhones, or what are the main smartphones, and the BlackBerry, more of the state-of-the-art BlackBerry. They're amazing little tools that are so much smaller. And they seem to be able to do as much as a laptop. The only thing I've noticed, or the main thing that I've noticed between smartphones and laptops, is that with sending documents, emailing documents, there seems to be, for myself, a preference in doing stuff using email in that regard. But I'm a little bit old school, and so there's probably stuff that the iPhones and the Android phones are capable of doing that I do using a laptop. So it's the disruptiveness of what I'm thinking about is not even looking at tablets or laptops, but looking at the efficiency of a smartphone in comparison with a desktop PC, what they can do. If you were to look at the last desktop PC that I was using and a tiny little smartphone now, the desktop PC would be like Lego compared to Transformers. You know, it's just, or not. That's not a really good comparison, I guess, but it'd be like not that great at my comparisons. It would just be kind of pathetic to look at the
like taking the bus compared to flying. 3 days on the bus to get to Ohio, and I flew here in 6 hours.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're looking at, and I know I have some younger friends that are in their late teens, early 20s that are doing stuff with their iPhones and their smartphones that are pretty extraordinary. Everything from shopping. I know that you can go into a store now, take a picture of a product, search Google or Google it up, as my son says, and look at whatever you're buying and find a cheaper price, and then go up to the store manager and go, see this thing? I can go into this store and buy it for $10 less than you're selling it to me here. So you wouldn't be able to do that with a PC, a desktop PC, because you'd have to unhook all your cables, drive your whole unit over to the store that you're shopping at, and then plug it all together and show the guys. So the convenience of the smartphone compared to the desktop PC is just incredible. It's Buck Rogers totally. And what the nice thing about the laptop and with LCD screens is you can still do the laptop stuff. And if your eyes are kind of older like mine, it's nice to look at a bigger picture. Although I can still look at a smartphone and see everything quite clearly. I don't know. I think that's kind of hard on your eyes. It's easier to look at a bigger screen and be able to see all your stuff that you're working on. And another thing is, I think the two kind of work together. However, the smartphone I could see replacing a lot of other technologies in the really near future, because you're going to be able to take your tiny little smartphone, and you're going to be able to hook it up to an LCD screen if you want, or a keyboard. You can probably actually do that now. And so this would be essentially your CPU or whatever, the main brain for your computer, and then you just have a laptop, or you have a LCD screen and a little mouse, and and away you go. And so it just blows my mind. And that's kind of I find that to be highly disruptive technology, because there are so many companies in the business of making desktop PCs, into making laptops. There's too many manufacturers to even mention. You just have to look for a laptop and see how many different brand names there are. So, and I don't think all these companies are switching over to making smartphones. I think some of them are, um, but yeah, I believe the smartphone is going to have the potential to completely eliminate the desktop PC, and to completely eliminate any tablets, laptops, and things that are larger, because they figured out a way to run everything off these little phones. That's that's kind of what I think. And like I say, that if you want a full size QWERTY keyboard, I'm sure you'll be able to hook that up to your smartphone pretty soon. And yeah, and away we'll go. We won't have the laptop. So that's kind of what my opening statements are toward about this hangout for tonight. Is smartphones are just pretty amazing.
So just a little housekeeping item that I forgot to mention when I started. If anybody's been following these, we changed the time because I'm in Ohio, so I am on Eastern time, I believe. Well, it's like 11 o'clock here, and it's normally we do this at 10 Mountain Time, and I think it's 9 Mountain Time right now. So we'll try it, and if it works out good, then when I return from Ohio, then maybe we will continue with the earlier time. That might work better for some people. I know it probably will work better for me. I won't be so tired during the hangouts, but definitely I can't be staying up till midnight out here. I have early mornings while I'm here. So as far as smartphones go as disruptive technology, one thing that I see that makes them super, super disruptive is that the way that people use them for almost everything. And oh, I had a really good one that I was thinking of, and it slipped out of my brain. But definitely, oh right, the disruption that I see, the main thing that makes this a disruptive technology is that all of these smartphones have cameras in them. And every person, almost every person, myself excluded, has one of these things in their pocket, right? So basically, it's like I read a book a long time ago when I was a kid called 1984, and it talked about Big Brother. And I understand there's like a reality show that's something to do with that, where they have this house and they have all these cameras set up watching people. Well, basically, when you walk out onto the street, you are, or even in your home at times, anywhere that you go that somebody has one of these smartphones, you cannot depend on having any kind of privacy, because no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, there's probably someone beside you with one of these phones, and if you make a bonehead move, they're going to pull it out and catch it on camera. So basically, in the book that I read, Big Brother was this camera set up by the government or the commanding forces or whatever in the story. Were watching all the people with these hidden cameras, or they may not even be hidden, but everybody was, it was a long time ago that I read the book, but everybody was like monitored. And so with smartphones, I kind of see that that's a different twist on the realization of that kind of fantasy that was in that book. But in reality, we're all there's not really any space for privacy anymore with everybody having these smartphones, unless you are closed up in your apartment or your house or whatever all by yourself. Then you can have privacy, but pretty much anywhere where you go where there's other people, they will likely have a smartphone, and that smartphone has a camera, and they can pull it out at any time and catch anything that you're doing, literally anywhere, anytime, and basically we're all under self-surveillance, or like a reciprocating surveillance from one another, where we have these phones, and if we see somebody doing something stupid, we pull it out and catch it on camera. And so I see that as a huge disruption to the social fabric. And I think for the most part, it's a good thing. Uh, from everything I've seen, I think it's great, actually. People might complain about lack of privacy, but what I see the benefits of is everybody can be an on-the-scenes reporter. So we're getting our news faster and more accurate because people have smartphones, and so they can pull it out and they can videotape the events that as they're happening, rather than having these reporters come running in after the fact and trying to get the story from people. And everybody's got a different perspective on what happened. Somebody has likely caught the event on their smartphone, and so you can just go straight to that footage and know exactly what's going on in any given situation. So I think that it's kind of turned us all into on-the-scene reporters as well as surveillance. And then also I notice what most people do using their smartphones when they're taking pictures and making videos is usually fun stuff. I see a lot of people doing clowning around, doing goofy stuff, stuff that makes you laugh, catching animals, doing fun stuff, and it's mostly positive and a good thing, as far as I can tell, that we're able to document real life. So it makes kind of made the whole world into this like reality show where you can go on YouTube and watch all kinds of people in the real world doing real things, and a lot of it is video footage and pictures from smartphones. And so the internet and the smartphones go hand in hand. Without one, the other really wouldn't do what it does. So it's a super awesome technology in my mind. I think it's a really great thing. I don't really know why I don't have a smartphone yet. I think maybe I'll get one soon because they seem pretty cool. But I think it's interesting to talk about and think about the evolution of where phone technology has gone. Like when Alexander Graham Bell perfected telephone wires and the telephone lines and the operating system that we once had, that was like revolutionary for people. It was amazing. And then, there was out in the country, people had the party lines where they had to share a phone line and your neighbor could listen in on your phone conversations, and there was like probably less privacy than what we experienced with smartphones. And then it evolved to, I remember the first cell phones, people had like almost like a big purse that was their phone, and then you had the big brick kind of phone that had the like antenna that didn't push in or out. It was just always there, and it was like the size of a brick, and you pulled it up to your head. And then right around the time when everybody kind of started having them, at least in North America, it came the norm that people had cell phones. They started getting smaller with the flip phones. And these new smartphones are just amazing. The picture and the quality and what they've evolved to, I think Alexander Graham Bell would absolutely jump for joy if he saw where his cutting edge technology at the time has gone to the present day. So I see Larry keeps dropping out on us. He's supposed to be kind of dominating this conversation, being that he actually has a smartphone. I don't actually have one, but it looks like he's choking. So
I just choked on some coffee. Yeah, I was going to say, just comment on what you were saying about the people being able to do reporting and stuff on their smartphones. I didn't even think about that aspect, but yeah, when you compare that to a PC, I think it all comes down to it all boils down to portability. And so, like even having cameras on PCs was kind of unusual because I don't think a lot of people had them on their desktop because they didn't really need them up until just recently. People started using cameras on their laptops and their PCs thanks to companies like Google and Skype. And so you have now these smartphones that do the same thing, and they're mobile. So I'm pretty sure you can even do a Google Hangout with a smartphone. So all this new
Yeah, there's an
technology.
app for that. There's an
Yeah,
app for that.
and I know that a lot of the stuff that the Empower Network has been teaching is a lot of that is also based on the technology as it changes. So they keep updating their products with with whatever hardware improvements are made, hardware and software improvements are made. So it makes it even easier for people to do marketing with their smartphone. Something that I don't know if you talked about this is that do you think that with all these improvements that seem to be coming out daily at a faster rate than before. Like we all know how computers kept upgrading and Windows kept upgrading their software, but it didn't seem like it was on a daily occurrence with people having the tools necessary for manipulating their Android phones. I know my nephew has some friends that can actually program programs to run on their Android phones. I'm thinking, wow, is this ever getting easier and easier for people to use? Like when I got my computer, my first computer, all I could really do was turn it on and do whatever came with the computer. Now it seems like with smartphones, you can customize them to whatever you want them to do for yourself. And that, I think, in itself is highly disruptive for the makers of software. Like we were talking before about Google and Microsoft and the different operating systems and how Microsoft is they're not being left behind, but they have the potential of being left behind as long as individuals can start programming their own computers because it's going to be that simple. So I think with a smartphone you can start with your basic smartphone and then customize it to run whatever you want it to run, which is that really makes it hard for anybody to have like a common program that they go out there and they sell everybody, and everybody has to use this program. I think that's pretty disruptive in itself. What do you think?
Um, I don't know too much about that, but what I was thinking of as far as smartphones being disruptive was in regards to, yeah, what kind of relating to what you're saying, but yeah, you can do some amazing things with these phones. Apparently, you can get systems in your house where you can actually control, do temperature control. You can turn on and off lights. You can do all, like, basically run your household from your smartphone. So if you're away on vacation and you want the lights to come on, or the air conditioning to come on, or the heat to come on, or the lights to go off, or any, like, there is availability out there to set your home up to be able to basically be operated by one of these smartphones. And just the other day I was looking at something that, oh, I think it was, what was it? With like remote control doohickeys. I think it was with the drones or something. They were using smartphones to fly these drones. And I think it's just going to, also I've heard of you can use your smartphone and have an app for it where you can use your television. I don't have one of those either. So, but apparently you can. There's this new kind of TV system where you can record, pre-record shows or whatever, so you can watch them later. Like kind of like in the old days when you had a VCR and you would program it to record your favorite show when you weren't at home. Well, apparently, with these new TV systems, you can go on you can get an app and go on your smartphone and program your smartphone to record whatever show. So, back in the day when you had the VCR, you have to have it all set up and ready to go. And now you can be out somewhere and be like, oh, it's 10 to 8, my favorite show is coming on, and I'm not going to get home in time. And you can go on your phone and actually tell your TV back at home to record the show that you're about to miss. And
oh yeah,
I don't really see any value in that since I don't have a TV, but people can do just amazing things with it. I don't know if you heard me talking about before how you can totally run the temperature control of your house with a smartphone.
Yeah.
And security systems and.
Well, that's what I was thinking with security systems. You could be on vacation in Hawaii from North America and have some kind of security alert come straight to your cell phone. How is it likely that you're going to be able to have some kind of weaponry mounted in your house that you could probably follow a burglar and shoot them for breaking into your house? Like, it's almost like you become a robot. And so if someone's in your house robbing your house and you're in Hawaii and you can see them robbing, I'd want some kind of little control where I'd not necessarily shoot the guy, but something that would alarm the police right away, where you could actually talk to the police and say, check this out, look under your smartphone.
And well, that totally exists, and I know that if you have security cameras in your home, there's a way that you can actually access those cameras with your smartphone and see what's going on at your house when you're not there. And I know some people actually have cameras in their homes, and they use their smartphones to look at what their pets are doing when they're not at home. Like, I think it's supposed to be for security, like you say, looking for burglars, but people actually use them when they're at work and stuff to go and look at the video footage of their pet at home, checking on their pets.
Yeah, and they probably have a notifier, like when you get a text message or a message on your smartphone, you get a notification. They probably already have something that if there's a motion detector in your home or in a certain room of your house, and the motion detector goes off, you probably get this signal on your smartphone, so you can actually go, what the heck was that? And you pick up your smartphone and you see some sort of disturbance in your house, and you automate your weapon system or whatever it is you have in your house to deal with that situation. But what I was thinking was, what I was saying before is, this app that you might exist from this cell or smartphone, if it could be shared with the police, so that when your place is being
that's what it does.
Really, eh? That's news to me.
Before smartphones, the security systems were all set up so that if the security thing was alarmed, automatically the police are called and they arrive.
Oh no.
However, the person at the home, the owner of the home, probably wouldn't find out about it until they got a phone call from the police or until they returned from vacation. But now, definitely, with the smartphones, the police will get a call, and also you'll get a notification on your phone.
I'm saying that this is totally independent of any kind of security system, which would disrupt the security system technology out there as well. Because you have all these security companies that offer that service. If you've got the service, or if you've got the smartphone and a motion detector camera hooked up to your smartphone, you're essentially doing the same thing as a security company. And so as soon as you see an intruder in your home on your smartphone, you hit 911 or whatever your local police department is, and you phone them. Someone's breaking into my house right now. Get over there. And that's, that eliminates the false alarms. So you wouldn't, there would be no need for security companies anymore, because all they really are is a liaison between you and the police department, aren't they?
I don't know too much about all that. I don't have security systems or anything like that. I figure they don't bother you, they don't bother you. So I don't worry about stuff like that. I don't think I would ever invest in such a thing. If somebody is that desperate that they feel the need to break into my home and rob me, they can have that stuff, because apparently they need it more than I do. So I don't even want to go there. But I know people that are all protective and and worry
Well,
about such
everybody's
things.
different.
Probably think it's great. So
Yeah, everybody's different. Some
it's a
people
little
have.
off topic though. Anyway, there is capability for security with smartphones. Um, I know that they're to some extent already used in that capacity. However, that's just the tip of the iceberg as far as what the technology is doing for people. Another thing to comment on, like just today driving around, I noticed a ton of signage about texting and driving. And so with the smartphones, where people seem to be always connected, they aren't even able to disconnect long enough to drive home. So, yeah, there's been some issues with car crashes and people distracted behind the wheel because of the smartphones and people's compulsive need to be connected with that little screen and that. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I don't have one. When I did have a cell phone, I'm kind of a bit of a country bumpkin, I guess. I prefer to be outdoors, and I definitely don't want something buzzing or beeping in my pocket when I'm out listening to birds sing and riding my horse and stuff. So that's probably a big part of the reason why I don't have one, but the people that do have them seem, and when I did have a cell phone, it was like almost compulsive. The behavior is almost compulsive, because when you get that little beep 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 that somebody's saying something to you or something about you or whatever, you just feel absolutely compelled to find out what you're missing. And yeah, people have like died over it. There's been cases of fatal car crashes caused by, well, it's believed to have been caused by the use of this technology behind the wheel. And especially now, like, you can watch TV on your smartphone. And so, if you've got the Big Bang Theory or whatever your favorite show going while you're behind the wheel, that's just a recipe for disaster in my mind. And but yeah, that's I can remember we talk about this a lot in this hangout, but I remember on the Jetsons that George had the little handheld thing and he was watching the space ball game, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I can't wait till we get those. And yeah, here they are, because yeah, you can watch live TV with these smartphones. You can subscribe to Netflix and watch movies, or like, the possibilities are endless. You can listen to the radio, you can download music. It's just an amazing tool, and it does so many things. Like, it's radio, TV, and telephone, like all, and internet, all
Yeah.
one little tiny handheld package. It's absolutely amazing, and it's no wonder that people get distracted on the road with these things, because they're just too cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's way more cool to be able to check out all this stuff and the world, the whole globe in the palm of your hand, than to see the traffic that's going on in front of you. Like, it's obviously more important to watch the traffic in front of you, but not nearly as cool. So yeah, it's no wonder that it's causing issues with within traffic. And then even as a driver that doesn't use one, I notice pedestrians that are like walking into stuff and stepping out into the street when it's not really safe because their heads down, looking at the globe in the palm of their hand, right? They're just mesmerized and hypnotized by what goes on in that little screen. And I know that I would be too. I totally know that if I had one, I would be totally addicted and hypnotized to it. So that's probably another reason why I avoid it. Oh, I don't have one yet.
I think that's why this Google Glass is I don't know if it's been invented, but I don't think it's in a lot of use. But the Google Glass is wearing glasses like the ones you're wearing right now, except you can see.
I saw someone in the airport with those today.
Yeah, you can see your computer screen.
They have the little.
Yeah, you can see your computer screen in your glasses. So that's going to kind of eliminate this distracted driving law because it's going to be up to the individual when he's driving. Are you going to be looking at your rear view mirror? Are you going to be looking at the road? Or are you going to be looking at the screen image on your Google Glass? And I was going to say, Trish, when you were saying all this stuff before, just earlier, you keep on coming out with all these applications for the smartphone technology that, yeah, they didn't even exist with the at-home PC, because it's like, it's like you'd be driving around with your microwave, like from your house for some reason, or taking your microwave everywhere you go. Instead, you're taking this smartphone, which I don't even think is, I don't think they're going to even need the word phone with it anymore. It's going to be called the smart thing, because it's more than just a phone. And I started, the wheels just started turning in my mind as we're speaking on this Google Hangout. The people that are listening in and enjoying what we're talking about, we're also here to let people know that these ideas come up when you're part of the Google Hangout that are also business opportunities. You might not realize it at the start of the Google Hangout, or it's the Disruptive Technology Hangout, but that's really why we're here. Is we're bringing light to new technologies, disruptive technologies that a lot of people don't even know about. And you and I, we don't have our fingers on the pulse of high tech. There's other people that make a living doing that. We're just kind of bystanders to what technology is coming out and being put in our laps, and it's like, wow, this is kind of neat. Wonder if you can do this with it. And that's what I mean. You can if you look at the economy of North America, there are so many opportunities cropping up with the inventors of all this new disruptive technology, and a lot of people, I don't think, are grasping it yet. Like I'm thinking, okay, if you've got an app where you can do your shopping, for example, with your smartphone, and Grandma wants some food delivered or her medicine picked up. Yeah, well, you can have an autonomous robot bring that stuff to her too. So you can have.
No, Grandma wants horses to bring her groceries, not autonomous robots.
Well, in areas where you're not allowed to have horses for whatever reason, then you might want to, like if you're on an island, the horses have to swim to the island. You could have a multi-rotor copter bringing that stuff. And how's it all starting? It's all starting from the technology of the smartphone, the ease of the smartphone, the power of the smartphone, and then all these things that come along with it. It's just opening up huge opportunities for people to be entrepreneurs, to go out there and establish something. Well, this smartphone means that this security company is doing this, 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 and this, and this. Well, I could start a business and,
create your own app, everybody.
Huh?
Go out there and create your own app. Think of something that you would want your phone to do and the phones are so amazing. You can pretty much think of anything that you want it to do, and then you just contact programmer, get yourself some kind of patent protection, contact programmers, and they can make it happen. Like I know for us, we were talking about these remote control multi-rotor helicopters, and there was a discussion about operating them with a smartphone. Well, it's totally possible, and of course, we don't know how to do it, but we were able to contact some people that could design an app that would allow you to operate any really remote control car, toy, or whatever, or these multi-rotors that we were looking at with a smartphone, because it has radio capabilities in it already, so you just have to program the application to do it. But of course, we thought that we found that to be a distraction from our project with King Sunshine Solar Systems. If you want to know more about that, you can go to our website, kingsss.ca. But yeah, we didn't want to get distracted from that, so we kind of dropped that. But yeah, basically, if you can come up with an idea for something that you want your phone to do, there's people out there that know how to make it happen. So you can get some patent protection, take that idea to a programmer, and they can set it up all for you, and all of a sudden you have a product to sell people. And from what I understand, they're really simple to set up. If you go to the Apple Store, then you can put it up there, and you can put it at, like, I've seen apps as low as 99 cents up to $19. And so if you can get some simple little app that you want, if you want it for your phone, there's going to be other people out there that want their phone to do it too. So you come up with some little app like that, throw it on the Apple Store for 99 cents, sell a million of them, boom, you're a millionaire. It's like pretty cool that you can do that. We're not doing that, but you can.
You can also just, like what we're working on with King Sunshine Solar Systems, we're trying to get, we're working on providing our technology to all these countries around the world. And it's not even a matter of selling them the product. We're offering the technology for them to actually develop, show them how to develop the machinery and the equipment all themselves with the plans and whatnot. And it's a matter of, like I said, with the smartphone or with a lot of different technologies, we're moving further and further away from actually manufacturing and then shipping stuff out. So I think that's where it's going to go, is like whatever they want to use a smartphone for in North America might not be what they want to use a smartphone for in Thailand or in China. Might be a totally different trip. And so if you come up with an idea, it might be good for North America, and that could be something you can just sell the technology of to a company that can further develop it. Like for what we're talking about with security, approach a security company that already has the hardware in place in homes. They might not be happy about being eliminated, having their jobs eliminated, but hey, times, that's what progress is all about, You've installed all this hardware, now you really need a guy sitting in a car, waiting to drive over there. Or do you really just need a smartphone given to your subscriber of your service that can do it, all that stuff? It really makes you think what the possibilities are with smartphones and, monitoring stuff. I think a lot. I don't know if it's really been focused on, but there's so many things in the oil and gas industry in Alberta that require personnel present on site, especially up in the oil sands, where they have to monitor a lot of equipment. I think a lot of that equipment could be monitored by smartphones, sensors and smartphones. So nobody would have to really work up in the oil sands, which is it's a pretty ugly. If you've ever been up there to work, it's a pretty ugly place to work. It's not the Ritz. It's a big excavated hole in the ground that's not very clean. You know, oil can be a very messy thing, and so, and we
Especially
haven't
when
even
it's
talked.
mixed with sand.
Yeah, and we haven't really even talked too much about the safety issues. So having these individuals working, I have friends that work up there that complain to me all the time about health problems that they're developing by working up in that environment. Well, maybe they don't really need to be working in that environment. Maybe they could do all their work with a PC or a smartphone and applications where the smartphone says, okay, well, you have to go up there and actually do some work now. You know what I mean? Rather than,
Run by smartphones. That's what the world needs. Yeah. Getting back to what I always talk about in this hangout, the Jetsons. Remember George and his all, oh, my fingers are killing me. These 2-hour days of pushing buttons is too much, right? Like, when's that coming? Like, who out there doesn't want to, like, spend 2 hours a day pushing buttons to make their paycheck rather than 8 hours with a shovel or whatever? How
well, it's
come
all a matter
robots
of
aren't doing
choice.
all this stuff already?
It's all a matter of choice. If you have ambition and you want to be a bit of an entrepreneur, you can make that choice and take some of these ideas that we're talking about and just run with them. People don't have to pay us anything for listening to this Google Hangout, getting ideas on disruptive technology, and go talk to their family about it, start getting them cash together, or just take the ideas that we're germinating here and develop them further and make yourself a business where, yeah, you only work 2 days a week or 2 hours a day. You know, it's up to the individuals to listen to what we're talking about and use their own minds to produce something.
Anyway, I'd get too bored only having 2 hours or 2 days a week to work. I gotta get up early tomorrow and take care of business, learn some stuff. So I'm gonna go to bed, and I'm thinking, if it's all right with you, tomorrow, Larry, do you want to do this an hour earlier? Because it's like already 10 to midnight here.
Oh,
So
it
if we
is.
can do it at 10 o'clock my time, which would be 8 o'clock your time, does that work for you?
Well, now we kind of know how our listeners in New York feel. Yeah, I don't care. I'm easy. I
So
could.
it'll be at tomorrow. We'll do 8 o'clock your time, and then we'll see how that goes. And maybe when I get back, we'll continue with the new time. We'll see how people respond to it. Because yeah, we don't really. We had a couple guests over the month now that we've been doing it. However, not anybody that was really engaged or engaging. Brian had trouble with his computer or phone or however he was accompanying us. He didn't stand very long. And then Japan, I think, there's a bit of a language barrier there, I believe. I don't think he speaks a lot of English. His answers to our questions were basically yes and no. So, yeah, maybe with a little get some more engagement going on with some more participants and viewers and all that kind of fun stuff. We've had quite a few viewers, but they're too shy to join us. So with that,
Yeah, I think it's
I
a good
will.
idea.
Okay, so with that, I will see you tomorrow at 8 p.m. And did you have any closing thoughts on smartphones?
Um, I would say we've captured the smartphone disruptive technology aspects quite fully and completely today, and I just want to remind everybody who's checking these out, check out the past ones to see what we were talking about, and check out this one because in all of these hangouts, me and Trish have come up with being both entrepreneurs and heavily involved with King Sunshine Solar Systems, our work is primarily devoted to that company because of what it represents and the product that it's going to bring to the world. It's all the ideas that we discuss here are for public domain, and you might hear something that me and Tish are talking about and go, hey, that's kind of a cool idea. Pick it up, run with it. Like, don't bother trying to contact us for more information, because the information's already there. Just find it based on the lead that we've given you with this disruptive technology hangout. Just pick up the information, think about it, and sure, if you want to send us an email asking us to clarify what we might have been talking about, that's not a problem. But I think really what we're trying to get people to do, and this of course is a growing thing, this disruptive technology. We didn't know what it was going to lead to, but I'm starting to feel after we complete each one of these disruptive technology hangouts that we're providing entrepreneurial ideas for others for free. And you could go to some people and that'll ask you to pay for ideas for whatever. However, if you pick up something that we've talked about that doesn't exist already, yeah, pick it up, run with it, go out and get yourself a patent agent and find out if it's something that's feasible to pursue. So in regards to the smartphone talk tonight, there's a lot of opportunity for everyone out there to, get up off your butt and go find some people to work with and take one of these smartphone ideas and just start running with it. And I tell you, you can put yourself together a really nice business that can grow and make you a nice income, no matter where you are, where your stature in life is right now. It's a golden opportunity, and we're going to continue with this Google Hangout on a daily basis, providing you and your friends with information that can make you money on your own. And I think that's pretty much priceless. But we can only do that because of the training that Trish has had and the training that I've had. And like I say, our involvement with King Sunshine Solar Systems is so intense that we just offer this out there for people to pick up and run with. And really, that's what this is all for. And I hope people start doing that and realize these people are really doing something that can benefit me and my family and my friends, and start working again. And technology is the way to go as far as making money. And you can also keep in touch with King Sunshine Solar Systems at kingtriples.ca to see what we're doing, watch our business model grow, because we're growing it with the education that we have in a way that's quite state-of-the-art compared to the way a lot of other businesses grow. And that we keep people up to date as much as we can on that website, kingtriples.ca. So yeah, smartphones, get up and go, everybody.
So yeah, definitely. At some point, we're going to have a saleable product and a whole bunch of employees manufacturing and selling that product. And if you don't jump on these ideas and take them to the bank, we sure will as soon as we free up some time and are able to relieve or be able to focus on things outside of King Sunshine Solar System. So that might happen really fast. So if you want to beat us to the punch, you can go ahead and take a look at some all these hangouts and see some of the ideas we've been throwing around. Because yeah, definitely, I'm thinking that once our product is to market and we've got employees taking care of business for us, for sure we're going to keep moving forward with new ideas to continue to solve problems out there. So with that, we'll wrap it up there. And I'm off to bed, so I can go start my first day of training tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And if I don't see you in the future, I will see you out in the pasture. And I just want everybody out there to know that I am a firm believer that anybody in this world can be, do, and have anything they want. Or we can have everything we want. And I choose everything, and I hope you will too, because you can. So make it a great day, everybody. Great night. Thanks for watching. Bye.